So, you're an international student with your sights set on studying in China. You've probably heard about the CSCA Mathematics exam. Well, today, we're going to break down the strategic blueprint you need to not just pass it, but to absolutely master it. Let's dive right in.
To really wrap our heads around this exam, we've got to start with its biggest challenge. And believe me, it's not just about what you know, it's all about how fast you can show what you know.
Okay, so you get 60 minutes, an hour. Sounds pretty standard, right?
But, and here's the kicker, you have to answer 48 multiple-choice questions in that time. You can feel the pressure starting to build, can't you?
And when you do the math on that, it comes out to just 75 seconds per question. Yeah, this isn't just a math test, it is a full-on race against the clock.
So, the big question is, how do you win a race like that? Well, it all starts with knowing the racetrack. You've got to understand the exam's format first. So let's decode this thing. All right, a quick look at the official breakdown tells us a few things. 60 minutes, 100 points, 48 multiple-choice questions. Now, what this really means is that each question is worth just a bit over 2 points. So, getting stuck on any single problem? Yeah, that's just not an option. It's a recipe for disaster.
And this really gets to the core philosophy of the exam. See, it's not trying to trick you with stuff you have to memorize or super long, tedious calculations. No, this test is all about checking your real understanding of the concepts, how fast and clear you can think, and your logical reasoning. It's about being smart, not just being a human calculator.
Okay, so we've got the rules of the game down. Now, let's look at the playing field itself, the content. The whole exam is split into 4 core modules, and knowing what's in these is, seriously, half the battle.
First up, we've got Module 1, Sets and Inequalities. You can think of this as the foundation. We're talking about the basics of set theory, unions, intersections, and solving all kinds of inequalities. These questions are really a pure test of your mathematical logic. Can you follow the rules precisely and quickly? And the key here really is speed. The questions themselves, they're usually pretty direct, but they are incredibly time-sensitive. This is where practice, not just reading theory, makes all the difference. You need to get to a point where you see an inequality, you know its type, and you're applying the solution method in like under 20 seconds. It has to become pure muscle memory.
All right, moving on to Module 2, Functions. And listen up, because this one is a biggie. It's a high-weight section, covering a ton of ground, from the fundamentals like domain and range, to all those elementary functions, power, exponential, trig, all the way to sequences and even a little taste of derivatives.
So what's the secret to crushing this section? It's all about pattern recognition. Seriously, if you can look at a function's equation and just know how it's going to behave on a graph, you can often spot the right answer without grinding through a single calculation. It's a perfect example of how understanding the concept is way more powerful than just crunching the numbers. Module 3 throws geometry and algebra into the mix. This section is really cool because it tests your ability to connect those abstract equations to actual visual shapes. We're talking lines, circles, all the conic sections, plus vectors and even complex numbers. You have to be able to think both algebraically and spatially, sometimes at the very same time.
And you know what gives you a massive edge here? Being able to visualize those equations. If you can instantly picture what that graph looks like just from the formula, boom, you can knock out a bunch of wrong answers right away and save yourself a ton of time.
And wrapping things up, we have Module 4, Probability and Statistics. Now, don't let this one scare you. It's really focused on the fundamentals. It's testing your logical thinking way more than your ability to memorize a bunch of complex formulas. It's all about applying concepts like probability, mean, and variance to real-world word problems. But here's the trap you have to avoid: careless reading. The math in these problems is often surprisingly simple. The trick is in the wording. They're designed to catch you if you're not paying attention. Missing just one little word can send you straight to the wrong answer, so read carefully. Okay, so we've mapped out the content, we know what to study, but that's just step 1. Now we need to talk about how to score. This is where we move from knowledge to strategy. This is your game plan for success. Look, not all topics are worth the same number of points. Your study time is precious, so you have to invest it where it counts. You want to pour most of your energy into the heavy hitters: functions, sequences, analytic geometry, and basic probability. That's your high-yield stuff. Then, make sure you're totally solid on the medium priority topics like sets, inequalities, and vectors. Things like solid geometry or intro derivatives, they're a lower priority. Master the other stuff first. And this all brings us back to that 75-second rule we mentioned at the start. But here's the thing about average. It's just a guide.
You shouldn't be spending 75 seconds on every single question. The real strategy is to fly through the easy ones, maybe in 30 or 40 seconds, so you can bank that extra time for the tougher problems later on. It's all about strategic time management.
So how do you actually do that in the heat of the moment? I highly recommend what we call the 3-pass strategy. On your first pass through the exam, you only answer the easy stuff, the questions you know you can nail right away. Then, you go back for a second pass and tackle the medium difficulty ones. You save the absolute hardest, most time-consuming questions for your final pass. This way, you guarantee you don't leave any easy points on the table.
All right, we've got the content map, we've got the winning strategy. Now let's bring it all home with a final checklist to turn this plan into action. Here are the 4 keys you absolutely need to remember. First, focus on accuracy. It's way better to get a simple question right than to waste time and get a complex one wrong. Second, you have to practice with full-length mock tests. It builds your mental stamina. Third, after every single test, analyze every mistake. You have to learn from them. And finally, work on your speed. Don't try to be a speed demon overnight. Improve it gradually and consistently.
So there you have it, the full breakdown, the content, the philosophy, and the strategy for the CSCA math exam. You see, doing well on this test isn't about some secret trick. It's about smart, focused preparation and executing your plan on test day. The blueprint is clear. It's right here, in your hands. So the only question left is, are you ready to build your